Jurassic World Evolution 3 has been released for over 3 weeks now, and finally, as of the 6th of November 2025, we have confirmation of the first major update for this video game. We have update 1.1 arriving very soon, although, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe that in this article there is anywhere that reveals a release date as to when we might expect this update. But expecting this update isn't the only thing, as we have plenty of new information regarding what's fixed and also a brand new look at the baby Kentrosauruses coming to Jurassic World Evolution 3. So quickly, before we head on over into the video, be sure to get your copy of Jurassic World Evolution 3 via the link in the description, which essentially works the same way as a creator code works. We're also on our way to 300,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already subscribed, please do, it would really mean a lot to me. But enough of these CTA comments, let's get into what's new for this brand new update for Jurassic World Evolution 3. Within the last few minutes, Frontier have posted an article featuring what to expect, and this video is basically going to break down everything. So let's jump into it with the very first brand new images. With the first image right here, we have the Kentrosaurus, and I assume this to be the female version, in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Again, nothing really too much about it, but it is still cool nonetheless, until we get to the second image, which actually features the baby dinosaurs and the male variants of the Kentrosauruses, and they look so freaking adorable. You can clearly see the distinction between the male and the female, and the babies, oh my goodness, look at the small little plates on the back, they're so cute. But the reason why the Kentrosauruses are returning is because we have confirmation that all of the base roster species from Jurassic World Evolution 2, so not the species from the DLCs of that video game, all of the base species are returning month by month starting on January 2026. Update 1.1 will contain our very first free returning base game dinosaur for Jurassic World Evolution 2, the Kentrosaurus, expanded to become a complete family unit. The remaining base game Jurassic World Evolution 2 species are currently ongoing development work, as we reintroduce these classic dinosaurs into Jurassic World Evolution 3 as complete family units, with dimorphism and juveniles. We're excited to announce that we'll be introducing one base game species as complete family units from Jurassic World Evolution 2 every month starting from January 2026, and we won't charge you for these species. So guys, we're getting those species from Evolution 2 completely free. But what else is changing in Update 1.1? Well, some of these bugs and glitches I do know of, and some of them I've never actually seen, so if I do just gloss past one of them that may be a big deal to you, that's probably why, because I don't really understand what they're talking about. So here are all of the changes that are listed coming in Update 1.1. Firstly, they are introducing a new family unit to the game, which is the Kentrosaurus. They adjusted navigation rules so that dinosaurs can travel beneath and around scenery items much more freely, which honestly is a big relief because sometimes you're a bit worried that these dinosaurs may not be able to fit through the gaps that they should visibly be able to fit through. They also added further keyboard shortcuts to in-game control hints while placing down or moving scenery items. There are also improvements to the LODs on PC, such as added very high setting for foliage detail, updated the very high quality preset to correctly use the very high setting for foliage and geo detail, and improved the level of detail for feathered dinosaurs on lower spec hardware. They've also added the Operation Building Limits sandbox setting to allow players to have multiple of the same operation buildings that are usually limited. My goodness, I'm so happy that this is going to be introduced because there's so many times I want to place down more than one visitor arrival point. But unfortunately, it's only limited to one. So fingers crossed we'll be able to use more than two because there's so many cool designs on the workshop that also work as not just visitor points but also amenities and whatnot. So having multiple of them in the park really will bring these parks more to life. They've revised the sandbox settings for preventing juveniles from being hunted in sandbox maps. Did not know that was a thing. Path and fence building modes are now default with replace mode to off when opened. Pylons can now be placed between islands on maps made with island generators, so they will work in the same way that the monorail stations currently work. Whilst you can't build outside of the limits, you can build monorail tracks to go outside of the limits. So I can only assume the same thing is going to happen here with the electricity pylons. They've also added something really cool, a brand new animation for guests feeding the dinosaurs within the dinosaur encounter attraction. But not only that, in the same attraction they've adjusted the frequency of dinosaurs present within it. Now, to the best of my knowledge, from what I've seen whilst playing the game, only one dinosaur goes in it at one time, so hopefully they've changed it to maybe about 3 or 4 dinosaurs. They've also added group edit shortcuts when playing with mouse. Double click a group to enter the group edit mode, which is actually a great quality of life change. They've also added new help screens for alternative camera controls and foundation floor pieces. They've also added screen effects when time controls are open to clarify focus. And, thankfully, they've created a new biome filter which will then label foliage scenery items under each biome, which is just awesome. And of course, alongside the above updates in 1.1, they have an extensive list of loads of other big bug fixes and stability improvements to various areas of the game. So it's not just going to be these things, so if it's something that you do want and it is a minor adjustment, then they probably will fix this in 1.1. Now, for console players, I had to learn about this because I didn't know that this was a thing, but the complexity meter, something that personally for me who's played on console and PC, I kind of was expecting, but I wasn't expecting people on console to not understand that consoles aren't as strong as PCs for basically a PC game. But nevertheless, I have seen a lot of you guys have complained about the complexity meter and the fact that it's not really optimized. So they have confirmed a couple weeks ago that they are trying to optimize it and make it better, and they are still doing that. But update 1.1 won't come with all of the changes they're making. The only complexity meter changes that they're making in 1.1 are as follows. Memory optimization to improve complexity meter limits on sandbox and challenge mode parks. Save game optimizations to increase complexity meter limits on campaign levels, and performance optimizations to improve complexity meter limits on dinosaur intensive parks. And for console only changes, they've added an override performance limits option to the game settings in menu. So you can go ahead and opt in for all of those settings and basically just free up some space in the complexity meter. So they are going to continue to improve the complexity meter as time goes on, so this is the first update to it. Now, I'm looking at the rest of the article, but I don't think that I see a release date for this update anywhere. I can't remember if they did say anywhere that update 1.1 will be coming this week, next week, or whatnot, but I can assume that it is coming relatively soon. Now, I am going to jump on the speculation train just a little bit here, but it is interesting that they decided to start with the dinosaurs coming in January from Evolution 2, even though we had the Kentrosaurus coming in, I assume, November, and that might be because we may be getting a DLC in December. Now, last week we did go into more speculation about how there could be a new DLC coming in December, so I highly recommend going to check out that video if you do want some more inside information about what's going on. But that just throws more fuel onto the fire, but we won't be discussing that in this video. For now, that's everything that's confirmed to be changing and coming in update 1.1, and I assume as time goes on we will get more major updates, probably every month starting from 2026. But at least we have 1.1 probably in November, and then if a DLC does happen in December, we may most likely get an update in December as well, and then January will continue on a monthly basis for the new dinosaurs. But that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you are new around here. Let me know if any of the changes that you are hoping for did appear on this list, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hey, did you enjoy the video? Well, why not leave a like and subscribe for more Jurassic content? I appreciate every single one of you for reaching this point into the video and supporting me this far. If you wish to support me even further, then feel free to head on down to the description where you can find links to donate, my Patreon, and you can also press that join button to become a member here on YouTube and gain access to some awesome emojis. A massive thank you to all of the YouTube members for this month, as well as the amazing fans over on Patreon too. Your extra bit of support really goes a long way. But for now, I wish you a great rest of your day.